Hello again, everyone. This is John Shada coming to you on another good day. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about something Jesus said in Mark chapter 4, beginning at verse 21. He asked a good question. Is a lamp brought to be put under a basket or under a bed? Is it not to be set on a lampstand? For there is nothing hidden which will not be revealed, nor anything been kept secret, but that it should come to light. If anyone has an ear to hear, let him hear. So, when Jesus is talking about this lamp, I don't think he's giving us some fire safety rules here. He's not saying, hey, be careful, bushel basket is made out of wood, and if you put that lamp under there, you're going to catch a fire. And the bed is kind of flammable too, so don't put your light under there because you might end up with a fire and your house burned down. No, that's really not what he was getting at. he's talking about covering it up. He doesn't want the light to be hidden or to be blacked out by anything that's contrary to the light. So the basket, the bushel basket, was a measuring device and was used in the sale of dry goods. So if somebody bought a bushel basket of corn, they knew exactly what they were getting up front. It was predetermined, set in stone, basically a measure that they could count on when they gave their money. They knew that they were going to get a full bushel basket of wheat or corn, whatever they bought. And so I believe it refers to the law. Jesus is saying the lamp and the light is the new covenant. It's the Word of God. Jesus is the lamp. He is the light that came into the world. He calls his followers the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You're like a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden, but it gives light to all who are around. No one puts a lamp under a bed, but they put it on a lampstand. So the idea is Jesus wants the light to be put in a high place where it can shine into the distance, not restricted by or hindered by legal measurements, legal mindsets. When we try to wrap, the new covenant around, we have a legal mindset, which a lot of times we end up converting the new covenant into more laws. So Jesus didn't want that to happen. He didn't want his new wine to be spilled. He needs new wineskins, so the new wine is not spilled. By pouring it into old wineskins, the wineskin breaks and the wine is spilled. So the old wineskin is referring to the old covenant, or an old covenant people with an old covenant mindset, with all these legal parameters and all these do's and don'ts and all these types of things that, the Pharisees followed Jesus around with their legal yardstick. They were measuring everything he did and everything he said by the law. And when he healed a man on the Sabbath day, they accused him of violating the law because he was working on the Sabbath day. Or when his disciples ate some grain in the fields and they picked the grain off the top of the heads of the wheat, and they were eating it. They accused them of violating the law by not washing their hands. And so Jesus didn't want to put the new covenant into the hands of people like that, lest it be totally destroyed and made useless, because the new covenant is not about a bunch of rules and regulations. It's about relationships restored. And so When he talks about the lamp here, the law, the basket was the law, and the lamp is the new covenant. Okay, so try mixing the two. The basket is going to cover up the light. It's going to hide the light because there's things that the law cannot reveal. The law revealed outward actions. Okay, if someone actually committed murder or if they committed adultery, then the law could step in and do something about that person. But the person who only had hatred in their heart, wanted to kill someone, or had lust in their heart, wanted to commit adultery with someone, the law couldn't do anything about that because it was no outward actions involved. It was limited to the outward actions of the people. But the new covenant goes into those deep hidden parts. It's not limited to the outward actions. It's a light. It's like an X-ray. It can spot the sin in the heart that's been hiding there. It doesn't require any outward actions to reveal the sin. The light of Christ, or the light of the new covenant, can reveal the sin in the heart of a person just because of the brightness of the light and the, like the X-ray goes inside and sees what's going on. And it's not for the purpose of shaming or condemning anyone. It's for the purpose of bringing healing and wholeness to that person. It's getting that sin out of there, getting that demon out of there, breaking down those strongholds that the enemy has built in the hearts of people. And so that's what the new covenant was all about. It wasn't about stoning people to death for their adultery. It was about getting into the heart, revealing that sin of adultery that's already in the heart, and bringing healing and wholeness there, and bringing cleansing. And so this is why the new covenant is so much superior to the old. And Jesus didn't want to have the new covenant diminished, the intensity of it, the quality of it. It's like we're not going to throw out the X-ray and go back just to the outward photo. You can take a picture of a person who's all dressed up pretty and they look awesome, but if you take an X-ray of that person and you see that they've got this cancer or whatever going on in there, it's like, yeah, we need to deal with this. And so, see, the law couldn't deal with those inward things that are hidden inside that are eating people up. And so, in a way, the new covenant it's like modern technology. Even there's better things than X-rays even now. But anyway, I'm sure you got my point. It says that there's nothing hidden which will not be revealed. That's right. Under the new covenant light, the X-ray vision of the new covenant, there's nothing can hide anymore from God. So if anyone has an ear to hear, let him hear. If anyone's awake, if anyone's not sleeping, you're going to hear. And you're going to receive. And those who, in verse 24, it says, take heed what you hear. With the same measure you use, it will be measured to you. So when you hear something, don't be careful not to run it through your old covenant filter. The old covenant, just like I said, only dealt with the outward. The new covenant deals with the inner parts. And so sometimes we can think someone has something going on inside. Someone has bad motives. Maybe we can accuse them of having some wrong motives when they don't have wrong motives. But if we have New covenant ears and eyes. I believe it's easier to spot the motives of people, both good and bad. We can be fooled either way. Someone might have evil intentions, but come along and and they're able to hide their evil intentions, because if a person, if the church is asleep spiritually, or their eyes are closed, their ears are closed, they're not going to have the spiritual discernment to understand the motives of other people, both good and bad. We can accuse someone of evil when they had no evil intentions, and we can think someone was great when they actually had evil intentions. And so we need to have the hearing ear and the seeing eyes, and we need to measure correctly. For whoever has, more will be given, but to whoever does not have, even that which they have will be taken away. So what I believe Jesus is saying there is that for those who have great value for what God has given them, we may have just a little bit of understanding and a little bit of revelation. And I know myself, I often compared myself with others, and I would think, man, that person over there just has so much understanding and so much revelation. It just makes me feel like I don't even, it's like, but anyway, God doesn't want us to compare ourselves with other people. It can make me want to just say, what I have is so small, it's not worth even messing with. I'll just let that guy do it, because he's got so much more than I got. I'll just let him do it. I'll let him be the guy who shares his stories, and I don't really have anything to share. Man, he knows so much, and he has so much revelation, and he has this and that and everything. So we can not really value what God has given us, because we're comparing it to what God has given someone else. And that's a wrong thing to do. It's like, even both ways, it's like we can get proud and we could say, wow, I got so much understanding and I got so much revelation. All these other people, they don't have nothing, compared to what I have. We can get proud and we can get arrogant, and our head could pop, And on the other hand, we could be so intimidated by someone else's great revelation and understanding of the scriptures that we just shrink back into our cave, And both ways are wrong. And it's just, we need to, whether we were given 1 talent or whether we were given 5 talents, we need to treasure what we were given. We need to thank God for it. We need to do everything we can to increase it. In the end, 1 seed can fill the whole earth, if it's planted. If there's no trees on the earth, and God gave someone 1 seed to plant, eventually, it would take some time, obviously, but eventually those trees reseeding themselves in the earth could cover the whole earth. And so you could say, well, it could take 1,000,000 years. Well, that's okay. The person that was given 1 talent probably looked at the guy who was given 5, and he said, I'll just let him take care of it. I'm not going to be able to do anything with what I've got, so I might as well give up, I'll just let the other guy do it. He was given 5, he'll do good. And so God holds us responsible for what we were given, not for what somebody else was given. So anyway, I just want to encourage you with a few thoughts today, and I pray God will bless you and give you more wisdom and understanding, just as as you cherish and invest and increase what He has given you. So thank you for watching. God bless you.